Hello, welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to take a look at something that's fundamental, really fundamental to our inner peace and to our setting the ego aside today. And as always with this course, the idea itself is simple. I mean, we are even prone to think that it's deceptively simple. Well, it is not deceptive at all. We just love to complicate matters. And that's pretty much it. We think that simple statements and simple ideas, the sheer simplicity of truth itself, can't possibly be. We think it's got to be more complicated than that. So we run off and we fashion completely artificially all sorts of complications in order to prove to ourselves that we can't learn this course, that it's too hard, that it's too out there, too this, too that, too esoteric, too confusing and convoluted. There's nothing confusing or convoluted about it, unless you want to make it that way. And that is unwittingly a lot of the time, for sure, because we've been conditioned to do it. That's what we do, is we take these ideas and we complicate them. So here's to some basic simplicity. What we're talking about today as we go through the text of A Course in Miracles is, in fact, we're wrapping up the 14th chapter of the text here. Chapter 14, section 11. And as we wrap this up, we see an idea that we've seen before, and we're going to spend some more time on in this video. It's the idea that we think we know what's best for us. We think we know what peace is. We think we know what will bring us peace. We think we've got all of the answers. Now, there may be plenty of times when you're willing to acknowledge that you don't, and that's very good, very good. But in general, what happens in the world is we appear to be spinning our wheels. We appear to be doing the exact same things over and over again and expecting to find the peace of God. And we're sometimes genuinely surprised that we have not. We're trying to obtain the peace of God where it cannot possibly be obtained. And in fact, it's not something that we actually even have to obtain in the sense that we think of that in the world as getting something. You already have and are the peace of God. You're one with God. But what's going on is we don't recognize it. We think instead we're this communication mechanism, this thing that changes appearance from moment to moment. Its very cellular composition is constantly changing. And here's a simple idea that I hope you take to heart. Anything that changes is not of God. Anything that changes or shifts or transforms in any way is not of God. It is therefore illusion. God is constant, eternal. God simply is the only reality. Now, granted, not every spiritual tradition extant in the world comes right out and says that. So be it. You heard it here. You'll hear it again. Maybe from this communication device, or maybe somewhere else. But you've heard it once. Can't go back. You'll hear it again. Deep down, each and every one of us recognizes that this is true, but we've become so confused and lost, if you will, that we need help. We do. We need help on the path to teach us peace because we're not finding it ourselves. When we think we know what's best for us, we go off and we do our thing and we continue to suffer. Well, we do that because we mistake everything that we see with the body's eyes for reality. Yet deep down, we know it's not. We know that we're not a human physical body, that there's more to it than that. Of course, we know that. People don't embark on any spiritual path, much less this path. But they don't embark on any spiritual path unless they have got an intuitive hit or some deep inner knowing that there's more to it than what meets the eye. There's more to it than what appears on the screen of life. There's more to it than this, than your job, your relationships, even than checking email, eating, sleeping, having a glass of water, and going to the bathroom. There's more to it than that. And not that those things don't matter. Keep doing them, of course. But there's something deeper. You know that. You wouldn't be here otherwise. When we think we know what's best for us, we, and we may not mean to do this, but we do it anyway, we block peace. When we think we know, we block peace and we block our access to our inner teacher. We shut him out when we think of ourselves that we know and that we have all the answers. I mean, think about it here in the context of a teaching or training relationship in the world. When somebody comes into a teaching and learning situation, like a course or a class, a training of some kind, thinking that they know all of the answers, their learning is blocked. They're not open to it. We've been doing this exact same thing. The Holy Spirit, our inner teacher, is the teacher of peace. And we've been blocking him. So we're invited instead to welcome him. When we welcome the teacher of peace, peace returns to us. Are you experiencing perfect peace? If you are, then that is the sure sign that you've been learning under the guidance of your inner teacher. Now, if you're just tuning in to this series of videos, or you haven't tuned in for a while, your inner teacher, the Holy Spirit, can go by any name you wish to call it. And I refer to it as it sometimes, in addition to he, him, which is used here in the text and in the workbook and the course. The Holy Spirit's not a person. It's not a man. It's not a woman. It's part of our mind. It's part of our mind that looks right past all of our illusion and our chaos, wars, hatred, and our drama. Looks right past it and dismisses its foundation, separation, completely. There is no separation of any kind. The Holy Spirit would teach us if only we'll let him. So, you gonna let him? That's the question that each of us has to answer every moment of every day. And when we do, what we find is that peace returns to us because we're no longer blocking it. We've been blocking it. And we've been blocking it because we think we know best. We think we know everything. Well, I mean, here is something that you may find very, very helpful. When you make a decision all by your ego self, not in any way with the teacher of peace, the Holy Spirit, thinking you can do it all yourself, can you, in fact, guarantee a maximum beneficial outcome for every single living thing without exception throughout space and time? Guaranteed highest, best interest for every single living thing throughout space and time. Can you do that of yourself? And when you answer that no, I certainly cannot, then just sit with that and invite you to do what is much more powerful and much more effective. And that is invite the Holy Spirit in. Allow your inner teacher to decide for you in every situation. Does this take getting used to? Of course. Yes, it does, because it is not what we're naturally conditioned to do. This process here that we're going through, called spirituality, is in fact a reconditioning. It is a changing of our mind. It's learning here to see things as they are rather than the upside down and backwards way that we've always seen them. We don't see things as they are, and we know that. So why wouldn't we accept help? Why wouldn't we allow our inner teacher to run the show? If you've been doing this in some way, and honestly doing it, and you and only you would know if you've been honestly doing it, right? What you may find is that as you embark on this process, which can feel weird or even scary at first, of allowing your inner teacher to decide for you in every situation, relaxing and trusting his guidance because you know whatever you do or say, well, it may seem paradoxical or even weird sometimes, it's going to be in the highest, best interest of every single living thing throughout space and time. And you carry with you a power so great that it is undeniable, and your brother instantly recognizes it. You may find this, and I know that a number of you have, because a number of you have been practicing this course for a long, long time. You may find, as you make a habit of giving everything over to your inner teacher, you may find you are much more peaceful. That things that once disturbed you really badly, maybe, no longer disturb you. Things that used to throw you into turmoil and a fit of rage don't even bother you anymore. You may find that they don't even register. You may find that you're more loving. You laugh more. You're more energetic. You're calmer, more chill, maybe. There are a lot of different indicators of your learning. And the biggest one of all is perfect peace. Do you experience peace? Are you more peaceful? This is a sign that you're allowing your inner teacher in, that you're allowing the Holy Spirit to guide you, which is what we're all invited to do. When we think we know and we have all the answers, we continue to suffer and we're shutting out our guide. We're choosing our false sense of ego self, lowercase s, as our guide, and we're spinning our wheels. We're looking for happiness in a new shirt, in a new tie, in a new car. Is that the peace of God? It might be fun for a while, but what happens when someone rear ends you and your shiny new automobile is damaged? We're looking for happiness in what appears to be the world out there. Oh, there is no world out there. Hmm. That's complete illusion. This is a total illusion. Is it fixed, lasting, and permanent and eternal? No, it is certainly not. We know this, but we don't live our lives accordingly until we choose to. This is the power of decision, the power of choice that we all have in the present moment. We have but one choice, and we have exactly two options: one, God, two, the ego; one, truth, two, illusion; one, love, the other, fear; peace, chaos; life, death. Which do you choose? This is our power of decision, which no one can take away from you. You could choose not to exercise it, and you know that that's choosing the ego. To say, yeah, no, I'm not going to do this right now. Well, that's your choice. You've just exercised your choice. The beauty of all of this is it doesn't make any difference how many times you've chosen fear and to run and hide in the past. Don't do so now. You have the opportunity right now in the present moment to choose the strength of Christ. By the way, you are the Christ. We all are the Christ. It is not simply a reference to the historical Jesus. Christ is the Son of God, the extension of God. Like extends like. God extends himself. Love extends itself. Just saying. You know this is true. You don't have to accept that it's true. You can deny it all you want. You are free, in fact, with this power of decision, to question the truth and veracity of this talking head on your screen, which, by the way, is a pixelated image. It only looks like a middle-aged man from Arizona. What's landing for you is not coming from a middle-aged man from Arizona. You know exactly who's speaking to you. It's your inner teacher. And we would all do very, very well to listen. Because when we turn on this video series or any video, or anytime we pick up a spiritual text, it could be this book, or read it online, we're meant to be there right in that particular time. You're meant to be watching this. Something has either been said already or it's about to be said, and there's not much left of this video. So chances are I've said it already. But you're meant to hear something, or perhaps many things today from your inner teacher. What's going to stick? Well, I don't really know. In fact, when this camera gets turned on and the microphone, which sits right off camera over here, gets turned on, I don't know what's going to appear to come out of this pixelated image on your screen. What we're doing is we're going through the text of A Course in Miracles. Beyond that, I don't know what I'm going to say. And I certainly don't have any idea what's going to land for you, but you will know that when you hear it. It's your inner teacher speaking to you. So we would all, as always, do very, very well to listen. And if you take nothing else from this discussion, invite the Holy Spirit in. Make room for him. Make room for him in your mind and see how much differently everything is. Of ourselves, we don't know. And when we're willing to accept that, well, peace follows. All right. You're more than welcome to leave questions here in the discussion. This is a safe forum for that. And there have been a number of questions that have been asked and answered right here on the YouTube comment thread. So to the extent that you have any of those, please feel welcome to leave them. And if you have not yet subscribed, I'd love to have you join us. This is the subscription prompt, that arrow in the corner of the screen here. Click that and join us. Several videos appear each week. And well, we're again going through the text of A Course in Miracles, but it does not make any difference whether you're even a course student or a longtime student or a beginner. There's something that you're meant to hear. And whatever led you to turn on this video and whatever led you to watch it all the way through, there's a reason why you're here. And we would all do very, very well to be aware of that and to pay attention to that and do as our inner teacher suggests. You'll be glad you did. All right. Thank you.